Hey team, so that was Rockin Wilcoxon. As you can see, it's based around a bass drum solo, which was generally played with the hands on a snare drum, and I funked it out a little bit, put a bit of a rock beat on top, and just wrote a couple little chord patches just to juice it out again. So the bass drums are the main thing, that's the focus. And with this actual piece, this is 2024 now at the time of recording it, it's actually 25 years since I started playing it live in my concerts, which is, yeah, it's amazing to think back, wow, you know, that's quite a while ago I was doing it. And how did I get into wanting to do these rudiments? How did I get into doing it, getting the facility? Well, if we go back, even longer than that, I remember Virgil Donati, he was the drummer to crack like all that, like the 4-minute mile, like they said it could never been done. As soon as someone did it, the next year there was umpteen people that could all do it. Well, doubles with the bass drums, no one was doing it, and then all of a sudden Virgil Donati did it, and it was like, you know, and even myself, I was like, yeah, it can be done, we can do this. So then I just, you know, buckled down and did some practice and, you know, got my doubles happening. And it's not sort of like, and it's not that much of an epic battle, to be honest with you, getting doubles with your feet, because most, you know, intermediate advanced drummers can do pretty good doubles with their right foot. You just do the same thing with your left foot, and it comes along a lot quicker because you already know what exercises to do, you already know the mechanics, you know how it works, the timing of it, and that sort of thing. So I got the doubles up, and then, you know, I could pump them along, but I was like, wow, I need a bit more than this. So, you know, I started exploring and thinking about what did I do with my hands when I was developing them, getting them up. So I, you know, started doing all the different rudiments and getting that happening, and, you know, trying to make things feel good and get the dynamic contrast as well with the, you know, like the flams or the accents, the ghost notes, getting all that sort of thing in there. And one thing I used to do with my hands all the time is, once I got to know all the rudiments, I started playing out of the awesome book by Rock Wilcoxon, All-American Drummer. He had all these solos in the back of it, which had like, you know, 26 different rudiments, all in the one page of a thing. And, you know, once you know them, that's a really good way to, you know, keep your technique up by just practicing them a lot, but also you get this solo, which has, you know, you've got to make it groove a bit. It's a musical thing. It's got to sound good. You get all the dynamics, and also you have to mix them all together, you know, which is one of the key parts is when we're learning something new. You don't want to go, here it is. You know, you want to be able to mix it in. It's like learning a new word and adding it into a conversation. So I started doing that and getting all the rudiments happening in the Wilcoxon piece. And originally at my concerts, I would just do that on the solo bass drum and just play the Wilcoxon solo, which was fun. And then I started to introduce, you know, just put a second snare drum and hi-hat out at the front with the bass drum, and I'd just play a groove over it. And that's where Rockin Wilcoxon came into it all. And it was really cool, you know, because when I was practicing double bass drum stuff, generally, you know, I just would put a hand beat with it just to lock in. And so it was a perfect segue for that. And I thought it was a really good way to show the modern application, you know, because with the feet, the bass drums, like originally, you know, all these rudiments, the concept wasn't even in the heads of the people who designed these back in the day, that this would be played with your feet. So it's a really good show of like our modern drum set players of what we can do with the instrument, you know, and the facility we have to be able to play this stuff with our feet. And then on the top you could hear I just put a couple of chords over the top of it just to brief it out a little bit. But anyway, that was my that's Rockin Wilcoxon. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, and you have fun following along with the notation a lot in there too. It's a lot of fun to put together, and yeah, I haven't actually played it for a few years now, so it was fun to get back into the studio and rehearse it up and get it ready for a recording again. But anyway guys, enjoy that, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.